For cooking, you can use various methods or techniques for preparing varied food dishes. For example, steak and hamburgers are best if grilled, French fries are fried, muffins, cookies are baked, and soup is boiled. So one needs to have a basic idea of which cooking method is right for which kind of food item. One cannot prepare cookies by boiling or frying. Neither can you grill French fries. So in this video, we are going to discuss different methods or techniques of cooking. Cooking methods. The first category is moist heat methods and the second one is dry heat methods. Now let's discuss them in detail. Moist heat methods. In this method, a liquid is used as a medium to conduct heat. Generally, water is used, but one can also use water-based liquids such as stock, sauces, milk or steam. These methods are specifically appropriate for preparing pasta, rice, pulses and vegetables. The different types of moist heat methods are boiling, simmering, poaching, steaming, stewing and braising. Let's talk about the first one, that is boiling. Boiling. Boiling means cooking the food in boiling water or water-based liquids such as milk or stock. As many a time the liquid used is water-based and the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, so it is advisable to keep the temperature at 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling is most relevant to the vegetables. Please note, in boiling, the food is completely immersed in the liquid throughout the entire span of cooking time. In boiling, one can see several bubbles on the surface of the cooking utensil. Generally, vegetable soups are prepared this way. Now, very much similar to boiling method, we have simmering and poaching. Simmering. If we cook the food in liquid just below the boiling point, that is roughly around 85 to 95 degrees Celsius, then it is called simmering. Temperature is kept just below the boiling point, but it is never allowed to boil. High protein food like meat or poultry fare much better when simmered. Poaching. In poaching, the temperature is kept roughly between 70 to 85 degrees Celsius. It takes experience and practice to keep the temperature constant, so that neither it simmer nor start boiling. For example, eggs may be poached. Next we have steaming. Steaming. As the name suggests, it is cooking by steam under varying degree of pressure. For instance, low pressure steaming and high pressure steaming. Low pressure steaming. Here, steam is used under normal conditions without any extra pressure, means at atmospheric pressure. The temperature will range from 100 to 105 degrees Celsius, which is just above the boiling point. Such a steaming could be two types, direct steaming and indirect steaming. Direct steaming. Here, the food is in direct contact with the steam heat. Usually, we prepare rice cake, idli, dumpling, momos by this direct steam. For example, this is a steamer. In the below portion, we have boiling water, and in the upper compartment, we place our momos in direct contact with steam. Indirect steaming. Here, the food is placed in a closed pan which is surrounded by plenty of steam from the fast boiling water, and the food is protected from direct contact with steam to avoid water getting into the food. Take the same example we took in case of momos. If we close the holes of the upper compartment and close the upper lid tightly or with grease paper or aluminium foil, then it will not allow the steam get in touch with the food that is placed in upper compartment. A chocolate pudding is usually prepared this way. Next we have high pressure steaming. Here, equipment that doesn't allow the steam to escape is used. As the steam is not allowed to escape by the equipment, the temperature inside the equipment increases, results in lower cooking time as we see in the pressure cooker. We generally cook lentils and legumes this way. Now let's move to our next method, that is stewing. Stewing, it is a slow and long method of cooking in which food is cut into pieces and cooked in a minimum amount of liquid. Here the food is served with liquid. Such a food which is served along with the liquid is called stew. For example, chicken stew. Next we have braising. Braising. Another method similar to stewing is braising. It is also a long, gentle and slow cooking process. In this method, food is first sautéed or seared in a very small amount of fat or oil to brown its surface and enhance its flavor. Sauté is a type of frying that we will learn during dry heat methods. After sauteing, a certain amount of liquid is added, usually a stock, then finished in an enclosed container, usually in an oven. And like stewing, served with the liquid which is reduced to very little. Enclosed container like covered pan, casserole or coquette can be used. Also note one thing, this method uses both dry heat as food is first sauteed in fat or oil and moist heat as later cooking is finished in liquid. Example is on your screen. Now, what is the difference between braising and stewing? The key difference is the cuts of the meat. In braising, we use cheaper and larger cut of meat, while in stewing, smaller and uniform cuts are used. In stewing, meat cuts are totally immersed in liquid and finished on the stove top. In braising, small quantity of liquid is used which is reduced further and braising is usually finished in the oven. Please note, in both cases, a tight fitted lid should be used during cooking to retain the juices and flavors.